I gotta get a soft opening or a soft closing on that damn thing because I never get this thing right. But welcome to Stargeekz. This is Sean. What's popping? What's going on?
Yeah, we're back. Happy New Year. This is Will.
Happy New Year to y'all. I appreciate y'all.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
Steve, did you feel awkward?
Yeah, I don't know when I'm supposed to go. I literally came on 10 minutes early tonight to find that out, and we just didn't answer me.
Yeah. And Ed was like, "No, I'm last," and that's it.
Well, listen. Happy New Year to y'all. Listen, this is actually our first show back from 2024, the Geeks, because we hadn't done a show in about 2 weeks. So
yeah, but I figured you'd want to do your show first.
Oh no, you didn't.
The more important show for Sean.
Well, welcome to Stargeekz again this week. We got some stuff to talk about, some stuff to review. Definitely something really big that came out this week that was huge and kind of, turned the internet upside down a little bit, Star Wars wise. But let's get into some little bit of news. Nothing crazy this week, but John Williams said he's coming out of retirement at 91 years old. I don't know what that means for him.
He's bored.
Can we hire him to make the intro?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be great.
John Williams is on Fiverr.
I'll give you $5 to John Williams if you make our intro.
Could you imagine just an orchestra playing in the background? You're like, oh, this is my intro for my Star Wars show. That's great. But again, I don't know what he's doing, but I mean, at 91 years old, I'm pretty sure he's at his point. So it is what it is. Oh man, what's up?
What's up, Spice Runners Lounge? I'm gonna say your name right. Spice Runners Lounge.
Oh, that's Evan. Yeah. That's Evan over at Spice Runners Lounge. But yeah, I again appreciate those guys for having me on their show. What else? Ed, what you got?
Well, they had a little bit of more information regarding Star Wars Outlaws, which I am very much looking forward to, an open world Star Wars video game. I'm not surprised in the world of video games. It's pushed now to late 2024. But they gave us a little more information, and that this is supposed to be set between episodes 5 and 6, so Empire and Jedi, which is fantastic. And they gave us a little glimpse as far as the size. They're saying that one planet is roughly the size of 2 to 3 regions in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, they don't tell us how many planets, but at least it gives you an idea of scale. So
that's pretty big.
Yeah, no, that's.
I played all the Assassin's Creed games, and Odyssey was a very, very big map. So if they have multiple planets, and each one's like you said, like 3 regions. That's sizable.
Yes. So
that's a lot of Star Wars open world too, man. The way that played out. With the way that they played it out in the trailer and like the gameplay walkthrough, I mean, it looks fucking huge. Like, it looks fun as shit. And when you can get on a speeder bike and just kind of fly through and shit, like,
yeah.
that's gonna be dope, man. Steve, I know me and you.
Not to me.
We're gonna be deep in on that one. But see, the thing is, it's only one player game.
Single player, and I don't believe you get to kind of create your own. I think it's kind of like Jedi Fallen Order in that aspect where you play as Cal Kestis. I think you play as a specific character in this one, which is fine. Like Cyberpunk 2099 was kind of like that. You played as the built-in character of V, but you did get to customize the appearance. So I don't know, when it comes to RPGs and open world games like that, I really like to customize the character you're playing as a lot. I spend a lot of time in that. So we'll see what they bring to the table there. Yeah,
I think that for me too also, like, it would be nice to have a character that looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of playing with you gotta play with a girl. Like, I mean, I get it, and I'm pretty sure that, if they're trying to bring in Cal Kestis sometimes, like, I think in the world of live action, I think that'd be cool to. When is this taking place?
He's between episodes 4 and 5. He said.
Okay. I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Oh no, 5 and 6. You said.
Yeah, Empire and Jedi.
Okay. Well, she would be a little bit older by the time it gets to now, I guess. Like, between Ahsoka and Mandalorian. So maybe they would bring her in. Who knows? It would be a different kind of world if they brought it into live action, because it's more smugglers and bounty hunters and that kind of, like, even though we got that from Mandalorian, it'd be nice to see that what they're doing over there.
Do you think you were going to get like a Cal Kestis in the Mandalorian next season? I mean, the timelines line up. The actors right here look just like him.
I mean, they could do it. I mean, they're looking for as much Star Wars content as they can at this point. I would think, right, Alo?
I mean, I don't know if they want to bridge that much, right? Because then does that take away from Mandalorian? Does that take away from that story? Like, what do they want to? I guess the thing is do they bring in Cal Kestis for a one-off, or is it something to bring in for a greater story? Does Dave Filoni want to build off that? Because we know all these series are leading up to Dave Filoni's Avengers type movie where that all comes in together against Thrawn, I guess we're assuming here for this time. So it might not be a bad idea to lay the groundwork, especially if you want another Jedi character, outside of Ahsoka, because I doubt they bring in Luke. So maybe,
yeah.
But I could also see them doing a spin-off show of his own because the games have been so popular.
Okay,
It'd be a nice way to introduce him.
You could, yeah. I mean,
that's what I was kind of thinking. Like you bring him in the way they brought in Ahsoka, and then she came in, did like a one-off episode in one season, then did another one-off in the other season, and then she had her own whole series.
Yeah.
Kind of. Rebels. A little bit of Ahsoka.
Yeah. Ish. Her own series ish.
Yeah. Tales of the Jedi season 2 is coming out this year. Tales of the Jedi season 1 was actually really good. I don't know
most of it.
Which one wasn't good? Steve, I can't remember.
It's one. I think I wasn't a big fan of like the Rock Band one, and I get what people like.
No. That was Vision. That was Star Wars Visions.
Oh, that's Visions. Okay,
Tales of the Jedi was with Baby Ahsoka, and then
it had Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
as a young apprentice to Dooku, which was really good.
Right, and then it was
that's right. Okay, now I know which one you're talking about. Okay, okay.
And the one
I liked all these.
Yaddle. Remember Yaddle? And she was going against Dooku. Which was fucking awesome. Like, you talking about a terrible character they brought into the Star Wars universe.
Nothing character.
Badass. And made her bad. It was a girl, right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Made her badass. And like then killed her right away, but like still.
So didn't Yoda fight Dooku too? So Dooku's just in here trying to kill that whole race off. He's just like, yeah, little green. He's like, he hates gremlins. He's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, Visions. I mean, again, yeah. Going back to somebody said something about Visions, Spice Runners, but I thought Tales of the Jedi was really good. I think. And watching that Ahsoka part when she went against, I don't even know if that was a Sith or whatever it was. It was a Sith, right? Or an Inquisitor that she went against in the fire.
Yeah, I think it was an Inquisitor.
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought it was good. I mean, I want to see season 2, Tales of the Jedi. I can't wait to see what they come up with. I don't know what they could come up with at this point, but they need to add in what we're about to review for Tales of the Jedi season 2. That'd be tough as shit.
What if they do that? They just remaster it. They just put the polish on it that it needs.
That would be.
I mean, just there. It's already done. Just polish it up, run it through your little, mastering machine, and then put it out there.
Yeah.
So it's fucking done already.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Acolyte. That's kind of what I want.
That's what I was about to ask. I was about to jump into Acolyte.
Yeah,
I mean, from what we watched from that little bootleg trailer, I think it looked tough. Like whatever they were doing in there, you couldn't see it all, but what you got a glimpse of, it looked really cool.
You know what you get glimpses of in shitty quality videos? Lightsabers, and there was lots of them. So that's what I got from it.
Yeah. man.
I've always liked the bad guys, so having something from a Sith perspective is going to be fantastic.
Is it from a Sith perspective? I thought it was from a Jedi perspective, though. I didn't know
I think
Acolyte
it's.
was.
I'm pretty sure it's a Sith.
I'm with you, Ed. I'm always about the bad guys. That's why I got my Vader saber sitting right here. Bad guys. Jenny hates it. She's like, I like the good guys. I'm like, forget them. They suck.
Yeah.
Luke's a whiny bitch.
Hey, man, listen, stop talking about Luke, man. That's my dude, man.
Let's go to Natashi Station and pick up some power converters.
Exactly.
I like when he became a Jedi Master. He was smooth as shit when he became a Jedi Master.
He was swinging that saber like a baseball bat on the barge there, man. Like,
listen, okay, but like redemption automatically when he comes in at the end of Mandalorian season 2.
Well, okay, yes.
Because he was swinging that thing like a baseball bat at Vader too. He was like chopping wood. Like that's not good form.
Vader was throwing stuff at him, and he's missing. He gets hit in the back by something that's floating slowly at him.
Listen, it was the 80s.
Yeah, they didn't have the same fight choreography.
I am messing around, but I always thought that, especially Ed had the perfect line because that line, like, just was like nails on a chalkboard.
But you got. I mean, from where it started, that's where it ended in Jedi, right? But like, it started in A New Hope when the whole. Like, now that's some choreography where it's just two old men like wrong. and then one pokes him and then the robe just falls and it's like, that's it. That's all we had.
But fucking wait till we review that shit. The remake of that one.
Yeah, the little fan film of that where they get into it.
We're definitely going to review that because that's
amazing.
Yeah, that shit was
well, he goes full circle because then you get Luke in the sequel trilogy and then he goes back to a whiny bitch.
True. A slobby whiny bitch.
Yeah, an old hermit one. I don't like that. That's still whatever.
Why you're just so sloppy? Clean it up, man. Damn,
man,
no respect to yourself.
It was bad.
Look at that nasty milk. Ugh. Stick it on the teat of whatever that thing was.
The worst part was all stuck in his shit and he was talking. It was just like spitting off. It was like,
imagine you being an actor and a motherfucker just spitting on you and she's like, come on, man. Like, yo.
I know you guys don't watch Friends, but there is a great episode with that, and Gary Oldman stars in that.
Yep. I remember that one
with Joey, where they're shooting like a World War II movie.
And
like Gary Oldman, exactly, is like spitting it. He's like, "That's how we enunciate when we're filming, these scenes." And it's like, so then they just start spitting on each other as they're talking. Yeah. It's pretty funny, but yeah,
it divulges down into them actually just spitting at each other.
Ed, you got any more news? That's it. That's all I think I had.
Yeah,
I have one thing.
It was the non-news of the Adam Driver saying that he's done with Star Wars, but that's because his character's done. So
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, like, is anybody calling for a Kylo Ren film? Or
did you? But I read somewhere that he talked about like his initial pitch that he was given for that character, and them telling him that he was not going to have a good guy arc. Like he was going to get worse as the movies went and go out as like a really bad guy and like really deserved to go out. And then like last minute they come in and it's like
the redemption arc.
Yeah. Now you're going to be
the redemption of
it's too fast. It's too fast. He's a bad guy in the beginning of that third arc, the third act of that movie. And then suddenly he's like, now I'm Ben Solo and I'm doing the Harrison Ford moves and all this. And I'm like, I'm done.
Literally, I mean, he kills his dad. He tries to kill his mom. And he tries to kill his uncle. So like really at this point, like why are we redeeming him?
Did you ever see that fan comic? We're talking a lot of fan made stuff this episode, but that fan comic of it was like Chewbacca like going along as Ben was growing up, like holding him as a baby, playing with him as a toddler, all this stuff, being there when he's like going through his angsty shit, and then seeing him kill Han Solo in the scope of his bowcaster, and he has him dead to rights, the headshot, and then he just drops it just a little bit and hits him in the side because he remembers all that past. It's like,
I've seen that. I think I did. I've seen that too.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, it is kind of like,
what I like better is there's a little like fan art piece where Vader and Luke are fighting, and Vader goes to Luke. I like that lightsaber. You know, I used it to kill a bunch of younglings, and then I was like, "Well, that's great. That's what should have been said." Because
I mean, I agree.
that's the youngling kill.
That saber is soaked in the blood of children.
Yo, but going back to Kylo Ren's arc, Steve, and that you read that, and I solely agree. Like, I think the sequels would have been so much better if him just being a bad guy the whole time,
Trying to out Vader, right?
It would've
Trying
been
to be he. That's the whole thing. That's why he keeps that broken helmet there. That's why like
I remember watching that trailer, and I'm like, yo, that's Vader's helmet.
the movies. But the movies were fucking confused. They didn't know what they wanted to do. They were like, he's got a cool helmet. We're going to break it. No, I don't like that. We like the helmet. Let's put it back together. Now we're going to break it again. Like, fucking, no wonder Kylo Ren's character's all jacked up. The writers didn't know what they were doing.
Well,
Changing from one movie to another.
Well, the writers didn't stick, right? It wasn't the
and they didn't listen to any feedback at all. They were like, the episode 8 came out. We're like, we don't like the space horses riding around on outside of shit. And they were like, you know what we're going to do in the next one? More of that. Like, what the fuck?
It's true. I mean, the first
and then
one,
you look at Colin
Trevorrow's
Trevorrow's concept art for his version of episode 9 with like the AT-ATs that were all decked out in war paint and had like all kinds of crazy shit because a bunch of rebels on planets had taken over old Imperial shit and they were using that to go against First Order. Crazy stuff. They had Rey in fucking Luke's outfit, the black one with the little panel open.
Yep.
Clean. Like,
yeah.
And with a double-edged green lightsaber. I was just like, it's all there.
We're gonna pull that shit and like talk about that shit frame by frame because there's a lot of good shit, a lot of good content that they could have had, man. It just did not play out the way that it should have played out, man. And it's probably the most hated Star Wars, maybe more than the prequels. I mean,
it is hated more. The prequels have
been retconned into good.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. So,
I mean, Jar Jar Binks is like the new fan favorite now.
Now you're going crazy.
No.
Yeah, you talking crazy.
Everybody loves Jar Jar now.
I mean, I think everybody's okay with not shitting on Jar Jar anymore. Like, let's stop beating the dead horse. But like, I don't think anybody's like calling him their favorite character.
What are you talking about? I see his plushies being held by kids all over the place at Galaxy's Edge.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah.
We're there every week, so we just thought like maybe
it is true. I am there almost every week, but no, I did not see that. But I do want to in comic book news, Star Wars #1 is the original Marvel comic has been in the hot 10 issues over the last quarter.
Fuck.
People are still buying that #1 comic, but the price has become pretty reasonable for a high grade issue. So if people are looking for Star Wars 1, you can probably find one between like a 9.0 and a 9.6 for around $500. The 9.8s are going to cost you around $3,500 to $4,000, but you can find a decent one especially if you want to just hang it on your wall.
Yeah, I got to get a 1. I remember I used to have one. I got rid of it. So
I think I have the giant sized ones.
I did. You gave me one actually. I think
I think I had extras.
True, there are many variants, so make sure you look out for that. Some of the variants, they have the one that came in the 3-pack that there has no barcode on it. So keep an eye out for those. So you don't, again, depends on what you want it for. If you're looking for, because it's a book that I think if you want to invest in it. Because Star Wars IP is not going anywhere, and it's the iconic book for comic collectors. No matter what issues have come out, no matter what first appearances, Star Wars #1 is iconic. So even if you get a high grade copy, even if it's not a 9.8, it's still a good copy to get. It still will make money over time, but make sure you look out for all the other ones.
Okay.
So, again, if you just want it for your own collection, just to have a display of that, get whatever you need.
Yeah, get that graded.
Get it graded. I just sent a bunch of my books over to be cleaned and pressed. Oof, it's pricey.
A little Spice Runners Lounge is out down there by you. He's out in Florida with you.
Oh man,
Yeah,
meet up.
yeah. I'll get y'all connected. And then in collectible news, there is Sideshow is releasing another Mythos premium format Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'm curious to know if this is going to be Alec Guinness, because it looks like Alec Guinness from the portrait silhouette, but I don't know. Am I going to get it? Yes.
You think because it's a Mythos that they're going to use kind of like a hybrid face between an Alec Guinness and a Ewan McGregor?
This is the crazy part, is that they already released a Mythos statue.
I know, that's why I asked if you were going to get this, because
I missed out on the no. I'm talking about a little. They did an original Obi-Wan Kenobi one too years ago. Obi-Wan Kenobi Mythos statue. If I can bring it up, you can probably see it. It's the older one. This was the older one. If you can see, that was the older one from years ago.
Well, it looks like he's got the same bag, the same coat,
same
the same
portrait and everything. Yeah.
So it's probably going to be that dude.
That type of face, yeah, because
that looks like an amalgamation.
Hybrid face, yeah.
So it's probably going to be
Spice Runners, we're about 30 minutes apart, so that's cool, man.
Oh wow, see,
I'm down in Windermere, so
yeah. So
Windermere, get out of there, you moron! What's that from, Alel?
I don't remember.
but it sounds familiar, right?
It does sound familiar. What is that from?
Windermere, get out of there, you moron! It's for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that's right. Because that was
you should remember that one. It's a Cubs movie.
Well, now that we're in our World Series, I don't have to go back and watch Rookie of the Year and cry.
So that is it on like Star Wars content today. All right.
Man, when are they going to announce that much awaited Ewok premium format statue?
Why they have that full size one at the Disney? They have that full size one at the Disney.
No, that thing looks. That thing is ugly.
No,
it looks bad.
It's amazing. You can add a lot of.
Well, you know what? See, it looks weird from the pictures, but I've seen it actually like close up. It's not that bad looking. It's not that bad. It actually looks better than what it does in the.
You got to fluff the hair.
No, I want it to be realistic looking, man.
Yeah, it's realistic looking. Anatomically correct.
The dead eyes.
No. It's the.
All right.
Bite
the pillow.
So we're here to review something that came out this week. It was awesome. Something that we all needed. Are
we allowed to play it? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I want to play it, but I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube if we play it
again for the billionth time.
For the billionth time.
We don't have a good track record with that.
We really don't. We really don't. So we only got screenshots, but I might show a clip of it, but I might just stop it real quick. But if we get hit with it, I don't know. But we are going to do spoilers, so I got to play the spoiler alert. Like always, hit it. Again, I gotta delete that other one.
I was gonna say yourwebsite.com.
Yourwebsite.com. Go get our newsletter at yourwebsite.com. Subscribe.
It's for the sound. It's for the
your
sound.
dash website.
You know what I got? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put like a fucking like a Death Star on that one next time. So next time we come back, I'm gonna have something to do on that one. Anyway. All right. So Ed, I mean, you pulled all this stuff together, which we appreciate you. But I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna play the beginning first because I don't know if we had that, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning is a new scene.
A new scene.
It is new. Yeah, it is new. I don't know. If we get kicked off, oh well, fuck it.
There you go.
Real quick.
So we're reviewing Clone Wars Battle of the Heroes. If
you're asking.
which is a fan-made production, right?
Right. Should I play the sound?
Yeah,
You are
playing.
playing.
Yeah.
Don't take
So-
responsibility for Ahsoka's decision, Anakin. How would you feel if I turned into a major disappointment?
Looks like Black Panther's astral
It's
plane.
not the same.
It's precisely the same.
T'Challa comes out of one of those
Took me
trees.
under your
Yeah.
wing and practically raised me.
I'm your Padawan, just like Ahsoka was mine. How well would you sleep knowing I failed you? Not very well, I imagine. Luckily, that isn't true. And never will be.
Lies. Lies.
Out of the tree, they're like, "Whoa, this is the wrong franchise." He's like, "I don't care." Yeah.
Right. So
So
starting it off.
I do, and Spice Runners brought it up. Like, we do need to give credit to like Hello There Productions, which I thought was, the first time I ever heard that. I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome.
So yes, hello there. And I don't want to give the guy's name because I did reach out, but he did a hell of a job. And fucking give that dude his flowers, like real shit. Like I'm gonna give that dude kudos and give that dude like so much respect because he did something that
It's amazing.
we needed and we never realized we needed, and he did it, and it was fucking phenomenal. And I have not stopped watching it. Like literally, like I've watched it many times. So we didn't even rate it, so I would actually probably like we would do our rating system, but to me it was a hero again. What it was amazing to me. So that's my review on that. A little.
So it's a hero, definitely, because of what they accomplished, how they made it, the great style and everything. But after we give our ratings, I do have a question for you guys. So I give it a hero.
Same. It's a hero. I've often said that it's the best live action Star Wars lightsaber battle we have, episode 3. So
You have said that, Stephen. I think that it does sit. It does. With you saying that now, it really does sit in. That is the best fucking lightsaber scene of all time.
it's the longest. It had the most shots. I mean, and also in the movie, it cuts in between other things happening, so it tends to drag out even a little bit longer. But I mean, it had to be right. It's Anakin versus Obi-Wan. It's the final showdown before the big turn. So, and they got it pretty much beat for beat. So it's a hero for me.
Yeah, if anyone out there who's watching this hasn't actually seen it yet, it's a Clone Wars animation style remake of the Obi-Wan Anakin lightsaber battle from Revenge of the Sith. As Steve said, beat for beat, beautiful all the way through. I was kind of watching it with my jaw just dropped open. Like, this is insane, but hero without question. And there was one thing, and when we go through the slides, I'll point out that I saw it while watching it for the first time. Kind of had this like, wait, something's off. And then when I went back and rewatched it to try and do a side-by-side comparison, it's kind of a really cool thing I think they threw in there. So I'll save that for as we're going through it. But yes, Hello There Productions, awesome job. You nailed it.
So my question here to you guys, because I'm curious, because I know some of you prefer animation over anything. You guys are artists. You love all that stuff. If you could pick only one to watch, do you watch the live action saber battle, or do you watch this animated version?
Well,
That's not nice.
It's being honest. Like, what would you pick if you only had, because I know how some of you feel about certain media.
So I'm gonna say, like, this isn't really official. So like,
right, it's not official. But you take that out, take the officialness out of it. This looks like Clone Wars. If the Clone Wars animated, you cut this piece and put it in there in season 7, right? Like this, imagine that this is part of it. Which version
So,
would you prefer?
You
to watch?
think so? It's really is this fight more impactful at the end of Clone Wars as a Clone Wars finale
right
than it
or
is
a
at the
Revenge
end of the
Sith?
original
Yes.
trilogy?
It is more impactful.
Not
because-
original trilogy, but prequel trilogy.
Or
Because
prequel
one-
trilogy, sorry.
Because one, they splice the fuck. So if you really take this shit apart and you really, really, really do it, they spliced everything in from this to Ahsoka to, not from Ahsoka, but from the other Clone Wars, and they spliced it all together. That shit actually all works into a fucking movie. So if you take the Clone Wars and add this shit to it, it's a fucking perfect, almost a damn near masterpiece. If you could do it, it would work so fucking well that, yeah, I probably at this point would probably take this over that, because they did it so goddamn well, and Filoni did it so well in taking the Maul fight with Ahsoka in Clone Wars and meshing all that shit together. So, like, to me, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Although that was a good fucking question, yes, I'll take I'll take this over the movie.
Thanks, Pats fan. All right, Ed.
No, I agree. That's why I started smiling when you asked it. It wasn't even a thought. I like the animation. It seems to fit better. I don't know why, but there's something in watching it in Clone Wars style animation. It just feels right.
Yeah.
So,
Steve.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't, I'm the outlier here on this show. I have not seen all of Clone Wars. I don't have the same love for the animation style. I actually don't really like the animation style all that much. Sometimes it looks great. Sometimes I don't really like how they do lightsabers, and some, like in Clone Wars it looked fine, but in like, what was it, Rebels, they look like little needles. I don't know. I have little nitpicky shit. I'd probably stick with the live action personally, because for me, I have watched the prequel trilogy many times, so that has an impact all its own. Whereas I didn't watch the story progression of, and Sean, I have watched quite a bit of Rebels and Clone Wars key episodes that you've told me to watch,
right?
Because there's a lot of filler in there.
There
a
is
lot of kid shit, a lot of filler stuff, and so
a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit in there. A lot of bullshit.
It happens with the Bad Batch too. I was trying to keep pace with you guys. I would just get like 4 episodes in a row of like, what the fuck is this?
Oh no, because they do all those dumb fucking fillers, and it's like, goddamn, I don't need this. I want the story.
And it's releasing 1 episode a week to 20 minutes. I'm like, 20 minutes of them like trying to find this big fat toad thing. I'm like,
yo, it hurts.
I don't.
It does. I agree. It's fucking annoying as shit.
So for me, I'm gonna stick with the live action, but that's coming from a low baseline fan. So
For me, I'm going to stick with the live action.
Okay.
I like the animation. I'm not. I just preferred, like watching this and then seeing some of the side by side shots, and then I watched the live action cut again. Like, I was more impressed with what Ewan McGregor, and Hayden Christensen were able to do, and the choreography that went into it, the time spent. While, again, the animators had a ton of work, and I know this guy put in so much work to do this. It's just seeing it in live action versus animation that it just had more of an impact for me. But I get it. But that's why I asked the question, because I know of the love. I mean, we talked about some of those early Clone Wars cartoons, and you guys geeked out about those, and I wasn't a big fan, right? Like, so it's there's a difference in that. So,
yeah.
What's up, Amir? He asks a cool question.
That's a great question, actually. Would you guys want in episode 3 to be the original as reimagined version of all the Clone Wars? I mean,
so redo episode 3.
To me,
put all the Clone Wars lore kind of. But I mean, how would you just rewrite?
It would be too long. I think.
Yeah. Well,
what I would prefer is reimagine the prequel trilogy, right? I still think the Phantom Menace makes no sense in this whole grand scheme of things. The pod racing pisses me off still to this day.
Yeah,
none of that stuff is needed.
Couldn't Anakin Skywalker just have been like a soldier that like in the heat of battle, like it opens up, the Clone Wars are happening. The whole prequel trilogy is the Clone Wars, and Anakin Skywalker is just a soldier that like has this crazy connection with the Force.
And you can give me the Anakin. You can give me that Anakin as a child slave and Qui-Gon saving him and all. I mean, although we would miss out on the amazing Darth Maul battle, right? So maybe it's a split, right? There's a time jump in the middle because
Darth Maul could still be in there. Darth Maul, all the characters could still be in there. Just put them in different ages, different areas.
But maybe you give me the crawl with Anakin being rescued, with them finding Anakin. That's your crawl, right? For opening the Clone Wars. Because set up now, Anakin is learning as a Jedi and as a soldier, right? Yeah. So boom, we're here. You can still have Qui-Gon alive, and you can still have Qui-Gon starting to train him, and then this is where Qui-Gon dies in the beginning.
I saw some awesome fan art of Qui-Gon in Clone Wars gear, and it looked fucking rad.
Really?
Dude, his big old green lightsaber, all the armor shit with his brown cloak. It looked freaking great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Good night, man. Have a good one.
Because if you did the whole prequel trilogy as basically a Clone Wars, with Anakin just coming up in the Jedi Order through those movies, then I mean it all kind of still plays out because the Clone Wars, like a lot of shit happens in the Clone Wars, which takes place between episodes 2 and 3. But then you get to episode 3, and that Anakin ain't the Anakin from Clone Wars.
I would love for them to go back. To be honest, I would like for them to go back and do live action of this shit. Like, I would like to see a young Ahsoka.
A series?
Yeah, young Anakin. Not young Anakin, but like, de-age him a little bit. Obi-Wan, you can de-age him a little bit. Still make it look the same. You can redo all this shit and make it and give it a little bit of content.
Sean, I don't think you're going to get a whole series of that, but you got that. You got that in Ahsoka.
I got it. Yeah. I got it.
You got Hayden Christensen wearing the fucking gear, man.
It was one of the best parts in the whole series.
No, I agree. Hands down.
So, yeah, no,
but how
I agree.
Cool would it have been to see Ewan McGregor wearing the gear again, too?
It would have been fucking dope to have them both together doing that shit. Yes. I'd have been like, oh.
What if he would have put on the Clone Wars gear like for his final showdown with Vader in that season? Like he just busted out the gear. Like,
see, shit like that is what he really fucking needed. Like shit like that.
Like, hold on, I have something for this. He comes walking out with all the whole Clone Wars gear.
Yo, Vader with the same. Remember, Vader got the same shit. He got the same kind of like shit. So oh man,
he sees Obi-Wan wearing that. Like, ooh,
yeah, that would have been tough. That would have been real tough. That would have been real fucking tough, though.
He does his little stance, with the, in the back.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through this a little bit.
All right, so we flowed through this already, but Ed, you gotta let me know where you want to stop at in this.
They kind of go
live action.
I was going to say they go 1 and 1, so you can look at before this, like you go animation, live action, and you can kind of see while they're not identical, they are very close.
Yeah, there are scenes where they actually play it back to back and kind of flow through it.
This one's good when you've got the lightsaber. Now you don't get a close up of Obi-Wan like that, but it's the same pose when you go to the next one.
Oh shit!
Right there.
I do. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I love the camera angles on this because it took different camera angles than what it did in the movie. I actually enjoyed that part.
And they nailed the lighting. They just nailed the colors, the red bottom, the yellow top. They just nailed the whole feel, and that's a different color palette than most of Clone Wars uses. So, this just looks really good.
Each scene.
So same scene, same hallway, same steps. This was really good when they gets the behind the back. It's a lot faster.
Yeah, when they did that slow motion drop and he grabbed it. I know Steve. I know Steve. Like me and Steve probably was like, "Oh shit!"
I was all, "Ooh, clean."
Yeah,
and that's where it's better in the animation because you can see it. It's cleaner. It happens in live action, but it's so fast.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for it, you miss it.
This
is the scene I was talking about.
Yeah. That's the Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan does this pose in the animated version. This does not happen in the live action, but If you go to the next slide, it does happen in the Obi-Wan series.
Interesting. Huh. That was tough. That was a tough way to use that. Like I didn't, but he's used this pose before, I think.
He used it against Grievous too, I believe. In the
He may have, yeah. And Maul, I think he did it against Maul in Rebels.
And what did he do it in Phantom Menace?
No,
Maybe.
not in Phantom
No,
Menace.
no,
I
he
think
did
I think it was
No.
I think it was against Grievous.
Yeah. But I mean, this was scene by scene. Like, damn. Like, God damn, you got it so right. And I thought,
Man,
there were moments.
like, look at that. Like, how the fuck did he get out of that? Like, he's so screwed right there.
Yeah, I
He's
forgot
getting choked out.
Man. And it looks, the crazy part, it looks better here than it looks here.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. It's easier. It's easier to
manipulate it now because it's already been done.
right.
You can change whatever you want to change, and I get that. I get that point because it looks like they're real close to each other right here. It's like, oh, we're just gonna touch each other.
A touch of feeling.
But this was yo. Look at that shit.
Yeah, but like, look at it. See, that's why I picked the live act. Look how that looks like a horror movie almost. Like,
it does look darker. It does have a more menacing dark.
That red tint to everything in the live action.
and like his eyes are glowing. Like, and his eyes are glowing there too. It's you can't compare the two, right? I mean, well, I guess that's what we are doing.
What
but,
we're doing. Yeah.
I don't know how you can animate all those little finite details.
Yeah,
But
look
did
at
a
that. Yeah,
hell
this
of a
is ridiculous. Yeah.
God damn, the motherfucker did a hell of a job. Just manipulating.
I want to get to the Vader shots when he gets into Vader, because at first I'm like, did they just cut the live action? This looks too damn good and too damn clean. Like, what the hell?
It was clean as shit. But yeah, what's up, Fernando? This part, like, I thought was great. Like, again, him just coming in, like, this is the one part that you remember. Like, it's just like, oh, he's just coming in like, I'm about to fuck some shit up. And it was just great. Like, we skipped, but like, yeah, there's one part, Steve, and I think we've talked about this many times. When they do this Vader, when they do the lightsaber part and they're right next to each other and they're going, and you just see the lightsaber going back and forth, and they just keep going back and forth.
Spinning, yeah.
They're not actually hitting each other, but they're just dodging and evading every.
They did that in here too, and it was just it was fucking perfect. It was just really perfect, and I always look forward to that scene. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's a really cool scene
because it's a bunch of lightsabers like flying around, and it's awesome.
And then we get here, high ground, low ground. You know how that is. I mean, it does look a lot menacing here.
He looks a lot like Luke right there.
That's a good call. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But damn, look at that shit. I mean,
it's Ghost Rider.
I'll see you in hell.
I like that scene better than the actual movie.
Way
looks way better.
Yeah, they did that shit way fucking better.
His whole pose coming down, the lighting, that looks like a sick old man. The other one, that looks scary as shit. So
yeah, I agree.
This was the only thing that kind of was weird. I don't know if it was because it's the very end. The Darth Vader crossing his arms, the animation looks off. That's the only thing that I saw.
Well, right. It doesn't feel
his left arm looks like he's kind of going. I don't know. It's
look
at everything besides,
thing, but it still looks good.
Everything besides
when you see it in the animation, it really works. Looking at it from stills, you can't really see what you want to see. But when he does it, it looks pretty. It's on point. Like it's not.
Yeah, we're catching one frame here in a moving piece. So
yeah.
Well, what's crazy to me is like that frame here. This looked like, I looked at it. I'm like, did they just cut this out of live action? Like, it didn't look like the helmet and everything. Like, did not. It did not look like the same animation.
That shit looked better.
Like, I know, that's what I'm saying. I thought, like, for a second, I'm like, is like this whole scene with him before he's walking, like when they, after they put the helmet on and everything, I'm like, I thought it was the exact scene.
Yeah.
Ed, you missed a part though. Like when they showed the eyes coming down.
Yeah, putting the helmet on.
Yeah. I thought that was cool because even watching Anakin's face in the live action one, and then watching it here, I'm gonna jump to it because they showed it pretty quick, but I got it right here. Actually, I got it queued up.
It always trips me out how everyone has so many windows in these spaceships. Like car windows break all the time. It just seems like a bad idea.
Well, they're thicker.
I mean, I guess, but still, like there's like bay windows, bro. Those are massive windows, not like a porthole.
So like even this part, when it begins to come down and just
play it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking clean looking.
This is the part that looks real.
clean.
Yeah, I thought this was real. I'm like, what the hell?
Although I agree, that shit, it looked so clean. It was just, I'm just like, holy.
I can't tell the
But
difference.
it's not real because you can see just a little bit of stuff right here on the top of the helmet.
Right.
You can see the paint strokes almost like it's just a really good job. Man.
It is good though. God damn.
Kills it.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. I was shocked. I was like, holy cow.
I was blown away too, though. Like I was just like, fucking shit, dude. Like, man, he again
Without
did a
doubt.
great job.
Yeah, Fernando, I mean, like the reflective lighting and everything is just crazy.
Yeah, and then they did play the Amidala part. I mean, I didn't really care about that part, but
Kind of why I skipped it.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I ain't mad at you for that. Now, I wanted to go to this part real quick.
I was actually shocked they didn't do the no.
I'm surprised too.
I'm
I kind of like it without it. There's the little the arms.
Got a little nubby arm.
Yeah, it's like a little nubby arm. But
Ooh.
again, I mean, honestly, to
I'm
that
not complaining
little
to that.
small hang up,
It's
overall,
amazing.
fucking amazing, phenomenal.
It's better
Did
than
a
my
great
animated movie. So it's like,
job.
wow, just knocked it out of the park. Unbelievably
Yeah, man.
good.
So yes, man. Listen, we said it all. It was.
Well, we had that other thing.
Oh shit, Steve! I forgot. I'm sorry. This is the one thing that Steve wanted to play.
When you brought up this side by side, this back and forth, it reminded me of something I saw a few years ago, and I know we had talked about it on the show, but it just reminded me. I thought it would be a cool place to watch it here. And somebody took scenes from episode 3 and spliced them into when Luke is talking to old Ben Kenobi about the Clone Wars and all that stuff.
Right.
And they put it with music from The Leftovers. I don't know if anybody of you have seen that show, which I think is one of the best shows ever made. And they put it with some music from that, and it's like almost a little bit less than 2 minutes, but it is powerful stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get tagged for it, but whatever.
Nah,
Oh,
just
we
play
will
it.
with the music.
No, it's just piano in the background. It's
He was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
a little violin.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior. He was a good friend.
Yeah.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. Before the Empire.
How did my father die?
A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil. Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force, helped the Empire hunt down and destroy the Jedi Knights. He betrayed and murdered your father. Now the Jedi are all but extinct.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Again, yeah. Alec Guinness's face is like, yeah.
Like it's like you can retcon it into being like, no, that man had some post-traumatic stress. That is, he went through some shit on that volcanic planet.
Yeah.
Mustafar, like, just good stuff.
There's so much there in Star Wars lore from back then. There's so much they can bring in and entangle it and put it anywhere they want to put it. And there's so much more content to tell. I think that it's
well, and thank God there's people like who's this? Hello there.
Hello there production.
Like, yeah, we got people like Hello There Productions out there making. I mean, that leads to a larger conversation of fan content in general, especially Star Wars related, because there is a ton out there, and some of it rivals, and it's if not even better than what we're getting out of the bigger studios.
Yeah, I agree. And there's some more content out there that we're gonna review in the coming weeks, and other stuff that we're going to review. So please stay tuned for that. Follow, like, subscribe. Check us out on the Geeks page every Saturday at 10 o'clock?
11 o'clock Eastern. 11 o'clock
Eastern Standard Time. Always.
I'm trying to Pacific.
He's trying to push Steve earlier.
I'm trying to push Steve earlier.
10 o'clock?
God damn it. I'm sorry. But check us out.
Why don't we just record at 2 o'clock in the afternoon my time? I don't care. Fuck it.
Sounds good to us.
I won't object to that. Man, check us out every week. And we're gonna be here every Wednesday. Check us out every Saturday. We're talking about everything that's going on in comic book news and movie news. Please check us out, like, subscribe. It's the Geeks, and then check out Stargeekz, like, subscribe, and we're gonna keep pushing content until we can't push it no more. But we've been doing this for 10 years anyway, so we're gonna keep finding some shit to fucking talk about. But this is Sean.
This is Lil.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
May the force be with
you. Always.
Always.
Yeah.